All right. What about number 2? What'd you get?
3u squared.
Yeah.
Plus 13u plus 14.
Perfect. 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 Because your first was 3u squared. Your outer was 6u. Your inner was 7u. And then your last was 14. And if you do it right, these little guys right here will always combine. Are y'all okay? All right. What about number 3? What'd you get? 8q squared. Yeah.
Minus 6u
Plus 1. There you go. 8q squared minus 2. I'm only doing this because I saw about 3 of us that were struggling a little bit. So here we go. Y'all okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now 4 and 5. What do you notice about 4 and 5?
They are.
What cancels out from that? The middle, the outer, and the inner cancel out, right? Does anybody remember the name? Started with a C when the outer and the inner canceled out.
Coefficient?
No, that's the number in front. Like 2 would be the coefficient there. It's a conjugate.
Oh.
It's a conjugate. Would you put that up? All right, so look, you can multiply everything if you want to, but everything's going to cancel out. Like this would be h squared minus 7h plus 7h minus 49, right? So what would be the only thing that I would need to multiply if you notice that they were instead of doing all that hot mess? What's the only thing? The first and the last. So look at number 5. Are they the exact same thing except for the signs? Yes. So those are called conjugates. So you only have to multiply the first, which is y squared, and the last, which is negative 1, because everything else will always cancel out. Are y'all okay? They have to be opposite signs. You cannot do it if they're exactly the same. They have to be opposite signs. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 2 problems together, and then you're going to find your partner, and then you're going to work the rest of the class period with your partner, because we're just going to review how to graph a line today, because if you can't graph a line, then the rest of chapter 2 is going to be very, very difficult for you, okay? So we got to go over that first. And then you got homework tonight, but if you work diligently, what does the word diligently mean?
Hard.
Efficiently, there you go. If you work hard, if you work efficiently, then you'll be able to get everything done. All right, before we do that, let's look at our ACT, because we did not go over 11 and 12 yet. And that is, I know, I'm slacking. I also just told you to turn your notes, and I'm sorry. I'm telling you to flip everywhere on them. Okay, this was very similar to a question on your test, number 30. Let me show you how you set up an equation. Everything is supposed to be equal to how much the TV costs, which is $4.95, right? So you said $4.95 equal, and then he puts a one-time deposit. What was the one-time deposit he put? 75. And then if deposit means he's going to add money to his account, right? Your mom would put some money on your account. Some of y'all have check cards and things like that instead of doing cash like you used to back in the day. So how much is he going to deposit each month? 65. Now that's going to change each month, so it's 65 times A. That is the equation that you should have, not that specific one, but something like that on your test. Does that make sense to everybody? All right. A lot of you wrote this on your test, and you told me that was your equation. That's just you solving for your answer. That's not an equation. Does that make sense why it's different? What? All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Subtract the 75. Let's see, what is that? 420. And then divide. Stop it. Stop it. Divide by 65. What do you get? How much?
6.46.
6 point something. 6.46. Is that what you got?
You don't know.
6 point something. You got calculators. He was right. 6.46. All right. So you should not pick 6. You should not pick 6 because plug in the 6 to the 75 times 65. Plus 65 times 6. Do you get $495? No, you got to less that. He's not going to be able to buy his TV yet, so you've got to up it and go to 7. So he's got to do it for 7 months. All right, and then number 12 is kind of what we're doing today in class. It is slope, and what is slope? What over what? Rise over run. There you go. All right, but you don't get any numbers. Like, how are you supposed to know what this counting by? How do you know? The points, Putt-Putt, right? So you see this point right here? So what would be this value? -4. And what's this point right here? -1. So they're counting by ones, right? So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. And I ran to the left 2. So if it's left 2, that's -2. So that would be F. Now, okay? Alright, so here's what you need. You are going to need a graphing calculator at the end of the lesson today because I'm going to show you something cool on your graphing calculator. So if you don't have one, go ahead and get one when we move. No, it is not games. Smart Alex.
Do the 84 pluses even have games on them?
Yeah. And if they don't, you can program them too.
Are there any games on my calculator?
For what?
Take a calculator.
Games on my calculator?
No, I'm not showing you how to play games on your calculator. Quit asking.
But we need to do something during the ACT.
No, you can't play games on your phone during the ACT. You can't play games on them. Because some of them make noise. That's why. And
My calculator got
and
3.
and you pushing all the numbers and stuff makes noise too. So.
It wouldn't make any more noise than
Oh, zip it. Here we go. All right. An equation. An equation of the form y equals mx plus b. What form is that called? What do we call that?
Standard. Slope intercept.
Slope intercept. Lord have mercy.
Look at the board, Sawyer.
Ooh. What about that? All right, we're on page 12, right? 12, 13, and 16. Here we go. Y'all okay with that? Standard form was the ax plus by equals c, which we just took a quiz on, just saying. Okay, let's look at number 1. Huh? I don't remember. I don't look at names when I go.
Intercept form is my favorite.
Wonderful. So right here on number 1, in order to use slope-intercept form, what has to happen to these equations before you can find slope and y-intercept? What do you have to do to all these first?
You gotta get y by itself.
Got to get y by itself. All right, number 1's already done. So let's go ahead and make sure we understand this is y equals mx plus b. If you need to line it up, your m is always in front of your x. So what's your slope here? Beautiful. And what is your b or your y-intercept? -5, right? Y'all okay? All right, so then you're going to do 2, 3, and 4 with your partner. In just a second, we're going to move. And when we move, we're going to get our graphing calculators as well. All right, number 1 down here. Y'all with me? Okay. How do I graph that? What's my slope?
2.
2. Well, I always want my slope of fraction. 2 over 1. There you go. And what's my b? 1. You got it good? Y'all okay? All right. B is your y-intercept. So which axis are you going to go to 1 at? The y-axis, right? All right. It's a positive 2. Positive 2 tells you to go up 2. Don't say over.
Right.
Positive 1 tells you to go right 1, right? Up 2, right 1. Up 2, right 1.
How many points do you have to plot?
You have to do 2. But
What do you
what was so
want?
funny about that? At least 3.
Okay.
At least 3. All right, now let's make sure we understand. You ready? Because you may have a graph that you may not have any room to go up 2 and right 1. So what's the opposite of going up 2 and right 1?
Down.
Beautiful, beautiful. And if you see it lines up just perfectly, okay? You don't have to do that many. You ooh, Lord. Well, at least make a straight line. There we go. Pretend like that's straight. All right. And what do you have to have on the ends of your graph?
Arrow.
Arrows, because that graph could go forever and forever if you want it to. Does that make sense to everybody? All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work page 12, page 13, and page 16. I know that seems like a lot, but there's only 4 graphs for each page, so that's really not a lot. Y'all okay? 12, 13, and 15. All right, find your partner, and when you get up to find your partner, make sure that you have a graphing calculator as well. Let's check. Putt-Putt put up 2, 3, 4. Make sure you check them, especially number 4. Make sure that you check those, 2, 3, and 4, okay? Check those, check those. And then number 2 at the bottom. Isaac, put that one up. Does anybody need a minute? Yes? Okay.
What is 15?
15.
Oh,
What? Oh, you want your homework? Yeah, it's not bad at all. Get the other ones finished first, though. That's on the board, 31st. Get the, Sawyer, get the other ones finished first, bub. Alright, here we go. Number 2. Number 2. Check number 2 at the bottom of page 12, and then we're going to go on to the other ones.
Whoa.
Y'all okay? What?
Number 5.
Alright, what axis does it tell you to go to? No, what axis? X, at what number? See that? And then it has there you go. So if you treat it like that and put your point first, it makes it easier to remember which one is which. Okay? Alright, yes ma'am, Jason. Okay, what axis?
No, everybody was screaming at you.
If you go ahead and plot that point, it kind of makes it easier to remember which way it goes. Alright, we're going to the next page. Let's see. Kaylee, did you have number 3 on the next page already? You're working on it? Okay. Alright, let me check it real quick and then I'll get you to put that one up here, okay? Sawyer, hey, are you distracting people over there? How about we don't? Please, dear. Don't you have number 4?
Me?
Yeah. Alright, y'all check number 3. Make sure you got number 3 correct. Never, ever, ever do we do decimals. That is always a fraction so that you can see you rise 4 and you run 3. If you do a decimal, you cannot see what you're doing.
You come see it, right?
Yeah, didn't I just check it? There's number 4. Check your work for number 4. Check your work for number 4. Make sure you got it right, okay? Ethan, how you doing, dear? No, you have 2 negatives because you subtracting the x. Let's see. X minus 5y equals 5. This is a positive x, so you're going to subtract it. So it'd be negative 5y equals negative x plus 5. That's a 1 right there. You divide, and then 2 negatives make a positive. Alright. Noah, Sawyer, will you let Noah check his work for the other ones on page 12 that he missed?
Yeah, let me finish the work first.
You didn't finish page 12?
Oh, I was 16. I was
Okay. Well, it's a separate page.
Yeah, you can just.
Yeah.
Alright, what about 5? 5 gave a lot of us fits. Here we go. You ready? What axis does this tell us to go to? The x at what number? 7. If you'll go ahead and put your point there first, it'll help you remember which one's vertical and which one's horizontal, okay? If you'll do that first, then you can see, oh yeah, it's got to be vertical. Okay? Alright, so let's keep going. Oop, against the way. Alright, check your work for number 6. Positive 3 over 2x plus 3, and then there's your graph. You got them all finished? You got page 15 finished?
Can I see page 12, Sawyer?
Oh, no, I've done 15 because I wanted to wait.
Why don't you go ahead and do it while we're waiting on them? That way you don't have homework tonight.
Here,
Yes.
show me page 12.
Yes. No, we already we're doing what's in the class. Yes, ma'am. All right. Any questions on 6? Yes, ma'am. And 2 negatives make a positive.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So you get the same thing to see where she goes up 3 and right 2. Then negative 3 would go down 3, and negative 2 would go left 2. So you get the same line. Yep. All right. Let's see.
You have to do it. I'll just check it right.
All right. Last 4. Last 4. Here we go.
No one over here.
You don't know? Well, what axis is this on? The x, okay. What is it? X equal what?
What about number 9? Are y'all taking your work on number 9? Y'all okay? I think y'all got the hang of this, right? Yes. All right.
Have to continue. Are you going to continue that song?
Yeah, I'm going to. We just got to look at these two first. All right, everybody okay on 9? All right, what about 10? Anybody have an issue on 10? All right, Aaron, do you have number 11? Can you come do that one for us? Okay, you want me to check it real quick? We'll go back to it. All right, what about 11? Are y'all okay on 11? You checking your work as you go? Jack, what number are y'all on, Bubby?
I'm on.
Are you on page 16 with us? Come on now. All right, what about 12? 12, what axis does it tell us to go to? The y at what number? -6. So I'll go down here, -6 on the y, and then it has no choice but to be a horizontal line. Are y'all okay with that? All right, you got your calculators? All right, grab your graphing calculator.
Yeah, I've been wondering.
All right, here we go. I'm going to teach you some stuff right here. Now, if you do not pay attention, you're going to be severely lost. So please make sure you pay attention to me, or more specifically, not to me, but to the screen, okay? Y'all ready? You got it turned on?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, here we go. Up right here in the top left-hand corner is a y equals button. Hit that y equals button.
Whoa.
All right, if there's anything in the y equals button, is it charged? The other ones work the same way if you want to grab it. Is it good? Okay. All right, if there's anything in the y equals, hit the clear button to clear it out, okay? If you have anything in there.
I had a box.
All right, so first thing is, now look over here. Do not hit the subtract. Make sure you hit the -6. Because if you hit the subtract 6 instead of the -6, it will give you an error and it will not graph for you, okay? Your calculator is only as smart as what you tell it to do. And then what do you want your calculator to do?
Graph it.
So you're going to tell your calculator, hey, graph, right there in the top right-hand corner. And you get the same thing, right? Y'all okay?
Whoa, what happened?
Language, Sawyer Pate.
I can't even.
All right, here we go. Go back to y equals. Yes, ma'am.
Do I need to talk about hitting me?
I need to graph y equals like 2x
I'm gonna show you.
plus b.
I'm going to show you right now.
2x plus b.
All right, let's look at number 9. Well, actually, let's look at number 10. Let's look at number 10. This one should be y equals 2x plus 6, right? All right, here we go. You ready? Go to y equals. Same thing.
All because.
When you get past that put fractions,
I'm about to show you right now.
The guy goes, and then starts turning it up.
Oh, the fraction button? Ethan, the fraction button will come in chapter 3. But right now, I still want you to know how to do fractions. All right, here we go. Number 10, ready? U and y equals. Did you clear it out? Hit the clear button right below the arrows. Clear it out? All right, hit your 2. All right, now, do not hit any more buttons. Just listen. Do not hit any more buttons. Just listen. Do you see the green button? Do you see? Do not push the green button. Just find the green button. You see it? Right next to the green button is your X button. You can push that X button.
Oh my god.
Push the X button. And then it's +6. I always love teaching y'all calculators because your reactions are amazing. All right, and then hit graph when you get done. Hit graph. And then you should get the exact same thing. This is like my favorite part of teaching is y'all's reaction to this.
I gotta put this on the set.
All right, y'all okay? What you got, Naily? Naily, you okay, buddy? You sure?
Zoomed in like on one little corner.
Yes.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, did you fix it?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody okay so far? Okay, it will do more. It will actually graph. Hey, shh. Hey, I know it's exciting, but it'll actually graph these points, but I'm not going to tell you how to do it yet until after your test. Okay? Y'all okay? All right, here we go. Number 9. Actually, if you had me for Algebra 1, I already taught you how to do that, but I don't think it. Did anybody in here have any? Oh,
Yeah, I thought you.
oh, Madeline
you
did.
don't take that.
Madeline, if you remember, shush. All right, here we go. Look at this
I don't
one.
remember.
She might not remember because you really don't use it in geometry, so it's been a minute. You ready? Got it cleared out? All right, so I am going to teach you how to do the fraction in Chapter 3. For right now, we do fractions as parentheses, 3 divided by 4, close parentheses. Actually, it's still easier to do it this way than it is to the fraction button. All right, do you notice how I close the parentheses first?
Yes.
Then you hit the X button, which was right next to the green button. Are y'all okay so far?
Okay, that's.
All right, then you hit graph, and you get the same thing.
I still want squiggles. Why does it do that?
Y'all okay?
These guys are squiggles.
Yes, sir, maybe? All right, now here's what I want you to understand. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. If you have my calculator, please go back to y equals and clear it out. That way everyone else for the rest of the day can have the same experience. Now, here we go. Watch this. There's a lot of these settings that you can just hit clear and get out of, but you notice how I'm hitting clear and it doesn't get out of it, right? To get out of anything, do you see the quit button right here? You see it?
Oh my God.
What color is it in?
Blue.
So you have to hit the blue button and then the quit button, and it'll get you out of it. Y'all okay? All right, they're just like your phones. They're just like your phones. Please turn them off. So hit the blue button and then hit the on button to turn them off, okay? Y'all okay? All right, you have about 9 minutes remaining to work on your homework or to finish up page 16. Y'all okay with that so far? Why will my calculator not coming down?
Can you finish the song?
I will. I'll finish the song. Hold on.